everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Today I wanted to share with you this unique succulent planter using upcycled wine bottles. I use the same method to do both planters, and if you're interested in learning how I did it, keep watching. Hey guys, how's it going? So I'm going to show you how to make the jig so that we can actually drill our holes easily into the glass. So I like to use Instamorph. I will have sorry, my cat's meowing. I will have a link down below for Amazon. That's where I ordered this. And basically, this is a moldable plastic that you heat it up and then you pour the beads in the hot water and you wait for it to make a ball and you remove it and then you can mold it and create whatever you want. And I will be putting it on the glass so that it creates like the perfect shape on top of the glass. And then I will drill a hole into the plastic mold so I can hold the mold over the wine bottle and then easily drill without the drill slipping and sliding everywhere, because the mold will act as a jig. So if it doesn't make a lot of sense right now, it'll make more sense later. So I have my pot here boiling and I'm just gonna turn that off. And so it needs to be 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and boiling water is, I think, around 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So it doesn't have to be boiling. So I just turned the heat off and it should be fine. And so as you can see, they come in these little beads. Kind of looks like large grains of rice. So I'm just gonna pour some in here and I'll actually measure it out so you know how much I use. So I'm gonna use 1/3 cup of these beads. And then I'm going to put it in the hot water. And then you wait 2 minutes. So as you can see, they start to turn translucent. So I'll wait 2 minutes and then we will put it on the wine bottle. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes. I have my tongs ready. You don't want to touch this with your hands because, or get it out with your hands because the water is very hot. So I'm just gonna try and get all of the little pieces. Oh, whoops. So I'm trying to get all the little pieces that didn't come together. Okay. And it is still fairly hot, so I'm just gonna leave it on there for a little bit longer. Okay. So it's not super hot anymore. And really, I'm just gonna, this was probably even too much. You could probably just use half of this if you wanted just to do one size hole. But if you want a bunch of different size options to be able to drill into your wine bottle in different size holes, you can drill a bigger hole, smaller hole, like as many as you have room for. But you do want it to be big enough that you could get somewhat of a grip on it. So I'm just going to mold it like this. And it really doesn't have to look a certain way. It's just gonna be used as a jig or a mold, however you wanna describe it. And when this is dry, it'll turn white again. And so as you can see, we'll be able to hold it, and with a hole pre-drilled into this, it creates sort of like a template for the drill bit to just stick in one area instead of trying to drill without the jig directly on the glass. It slides around and it's kind of a mess. And this makes it so much easier. So I'm just gonna let this sit and set up fully, and then we'll drill into it. Okay, so it should be completely set now. And there we have it. So now I will drill a hole with this diamond tip drill bit. It is, I believe it says 18 mm. Sort of hard to read, but that's how big this drill bit is. And you want to use the drill bit that you will be using to drill into the glass, because you want it to be the same size. And for glass, I recommend using these diamond tip drill bits, and I will have a link in the description if you're interested in purchasing them. They come in a set with assorted sizes. So this is the size hole that I'm going to want in my wine bottle. So that is the size hole I'm going to drill in my plastic. Okay, so I have my mold and my drill with my diamond tip drill bit on the top. Now I'm going to be drilling this way because there's a little bit of flex on here, but you don't want to crack it by drilling that way. You probably could, but I'm just going to do it this way. And like I said before, you could do, probably on this one I could get maybe 3 different size holes, but I'm just going to do the one. And this stuff is pretty easy to drill through. So it will heat your product up a little bit, and it's like wax, candle wax. That's the texture. So I'll just smooth those edges out. But as you can see, now we have the perfect size. And it's not exactly in the middle, but that's okay. Okay, so I have my wine bottle submerged in some water in a big tub. It's probably overkill, but it's the only thing I have at the moment to use. And then here is the jig. I'm gonna pop that on there, and I'm going to slide it up, and I think my plan is to try and do 3 holes. So the water helps to keep the wine bottle cool, because if you heat it up too fast or cool it too fast, you know that glass will crack. So doing this keeps it cool. And then also the glass dust is not good to breathe in, and it could get in your eyes, up your nose, and your mouth. So you definitely don't want that. And so make sure it's not too deep that the water's gonna get in your drill. You just kind of want it deep enough to be able to drill into it and keep this cool and the wine bottle cool. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, and I'm going to hold on with this hand, and I'm holding onto the wine bottle and the jig at the same time, and then I'm just going to put the bit into the hole we made earlier, and then I'm going to start drilling. So be careful when it goes through that you don't, I kind of wasn't expecting it to go that fast, and I kind of let it go in, and you can crack your wine bottle doing that. So just be careful. So you can see that's the little circle that we made. So here is the piece that we drilled out and the hole. And so I will make another hole here and one down here. Okay, so I have another bottle, and in the previous one I just did 3, but I'm gonna see if I can do 3, 6, 9, 12, so that from all directions you will be able to see the plants. Okay, so I was able to drill 12 holes. They're not perfectly symmetrical or even, but I think that it'll look nice once I get the succulents in them, in the holes. So I cut a cork in half to use to stabilize the wine bottle with the 3 holes, because I wanted it to be able to lay on its side. And so I just hot glued those onto the bottom of the wine bottle. You can also use like E6000 or something to make it a little stronger if you would like, but I just wanted to do something quick and that would dry fast, so I used hot glue. So the trickiest part of this was actually getting the soil into the wine bottle, and at first I tried using a funnel, and that's what I used for this bottle. That's the method I used. I used a funnel and a stick to push the soil into the bottle, but that was a little bit time consuming. So when I finally got the bottle filled, I was able to put my 3 succulents into this planter, and I just used 3 different succulents. You can use whatever type that you prefer, but I wanted a bigger one in the middle and 2 smaller ones on the side. So for the bottle with the 12 holes, I used a different method of filling it. I actually just, like a cheese grater, pressed the soil into the hole, and that made it a lot faster. And as you can see, I am using pre-moistened soil because I thought that would be a lot easier to make sure it was compacted into the bottle instead of it being like fluffier dry soil. So at first I was just trying to stick the succulents into the holes, but as soon as I put the bottle upright, they would fall out because they haven't rooted in yet, obviously, right? So I used a little bit of hot glue on the outside of the holes in the wine bottle, and then I just stuck the succulent into that so that they would stay in place a lot better. So here's the final result. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think they're super cute, and as the succulents grow, I think they'll look even better. And I think these would be great for a centerpiece if you're having an event, or even in addition to your decor. It's something truly unique that I don't think you'll find anywhere else. They're totally unique, one-of-a-kind things that you could make and put your style and twist on it. And here's the culprit that was meowing at the beginning of the video. He was wanting to go outside, so I do apologize for that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that I was able to teach you a little something. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one.